Begin with the Fed chair. A lot of excitement about it, and rightly so, but let's remember how wrong everyone got it last time around, that Larry Summers was going to be this big, hawkish Fed chair and that the market would sell off whenever we got close to the idea that that might materialise, and how dead wrong they were about the likes of Larry Summers. Are we dead wrong about what kind of Fed chair the President of the United States wants?
Well, look, I mean, if you look at the various candidates, it's hard to argue that they'll be materially looser in monetary policy than Janet Yellen. I mean, someone like John Taylor would probably argue for at least slightly tighter policy. But again, if you look at the general direction the Fed's going in, Yellen herself has become much more hawkish than she was even 3 to 6 months ago. So who's ever there, you have to wonder how material of an impact it'll have over the next 6 to 12 months. It could have much more of an impact over regulation, and it could also have more of an impact on whether they follow more of a rules-based monetary policy. But it seems to us right now that Yellen's moving towards more John Taylor-style rules-based monetary policy than, say, 6 or 12 months ago.
When you sit down with the guys at SkyBridge, is that the conversation you're having? It's not about whether they're a hawk or a dove per se. It's more about whether they're rules-driven Federal Reserve chairs. Is that the future? Correct,
right. Because, I mean, if you go back to QE, right, I mean, everyone agreed QE1 was incredibly necessary and effective. And then the discord started with QE2 and QE3. Was it really necessary? Was there any efficacy behind it? Right, so when you think forward in the near term, it's much more about will they unwind the balance sheet, how much are they going to hike. But over the longer term, it's about what type of monetary response will we have in the next recession. And one would suspect, for instance, if it's someone like Taylor versus Yellen sticking around, then they'll be a little less willing to go to QE2 and 3 if we get another protracted downturn.